Unless you've been living under a rock, or maybe you're new to VR, Half-Life Alyx isn't Valve's first game they've released for virtual reality. The Lab was released back in 2016 as a showcase to tie in with the release of the HTC Vive. It got updated last year with better hand interaction and much improved physics. It's got 8 minigames, some are better than others, but despite its age, it's still one of the best free VR games. That's right, it's completely free. Check the description for a link. Before you run off to try it for yourself, I'm going to run through all 8 minigames and let you know what they are and which ones are worth your time. I'm going to start with my favourite, which is Longbow. There are many bow and arrow games in VR, but the Lab was one of the first to really do it right. The feel of the bow and arrow feels really good. This is a tower defence game, with you stood on one of the turrets to your castle. You have little stickmen trying to break through the main door. It starts off easy, but after a while you have more and more men to kill. Some of them have armour, you have explosive barrels and traps that you can use. After 8 rounds you get a little break where you can practice your aim, take a breather, and when you continue your barrels and traps reset. It's extremely addictive, although your arms will ache after a while. A little tip, bring the bow to you rather than take the arrow to the bow. Next we have Robot Repair. If you're a fan of Portal, it's worth downloading it just for this. I'm not going to spoil it all, but you're in a room and Atlas, one of the robots from the co-op Portal 2 levels, walks in looking worse for wear. You have to repair him within a time limit, and I'm going to leave it at that. Slingshot is a simple game at heart. You stand in front of a large mechanical slingshot and you have talking balls that you fire into a massive warehouse. You have to destroy as much stuff as possible before the balls run out. The more you destroy, the more points you get. The best part of this is the humour. Each ball has its own personality and you can just stand there and listen to them for a while before they start repeating themselves.
Are you the calibration guy? Great. It's my first time. Pleased to meet you. What's your name? I'm Gil. When does it start, by the way? I mean, oh my gosh, are we doing it already? I mean, did it start? Because I wouldn't know, right? If it did, it doesn't hurt. Are we doing it? Any second now.
Zort X is a really cool, old-school arcade space shooter. The different thing with this is the fact that the ship is actually your hand. It's like playing as a kid with a toy, but now you can actually fly the ship around and shoot enemies whilst dodging incoming fire. It's a lot of fun, and it's a really good use of VR. The other cool thing about this game is when you get back to the main hub. Before you go into any of these games, there is a room with a little dog robot and you can play fetch with him and pet it. When you've done each minigame, an object appears in the room for you to play with. So with the Longbow, you get the bow and arrow, for example. But with Zort X, you get a drone that you can actually fly around. You get a little remote control in your hand and it's really cool just flying it around the room. To actually load each game, you teleport to each station, you pick up an orb and then you simply pull it to your face. Postcards is a really cool thing to put new people into. You've got 4 different locations you can select on a board. You've got a national park in Iceland and a street in Venice, which are a little low resolution and not the best. The best ones to go into are the Vesper Peak, which is a large area that is 3D modelled, you can move around, you can play fetch with the robot dog, and then there's a cave in Iceland which looks really good with water dropping down and you can make some balloons and knock them around. The last 3 games aren't that great. You've got the secret shop which looks cool but it's got limited interaction. You've got human medical scan which allows you to look at a part of human bones from a CT scan. And lastly, solar system, which as the title suggests allows you to view 3D models of the planets in our solar system. And that's it. Download it, check it out, have fun.